All right, 11.7, volume of prisms. So, volume is a measure of capacity. Think like a fish tank, right? So, preferably one that has a top too, just to make it work. But surface area, of course, would measure all those sides. Basically, how big is this fish tank? How much space does it take up here? You can figure out the 6 sides and add the area of all those, and that's what surface area is. It's kind of like the perimeter of a three-dimensional object, right? Because when you go back to the 2D world, we had perimeter, like a fence around something, and then you had the area, which was all that space inside a two-dimensional figure. Surface area is kind of like the perimeter for that three-dimensional, all the sides. Volume is like the area of what goes inside. So if I had the fish tank there, the volume would be like how much water can I fit inside that fish tank there? How much does it hold? So it fills up all these different objects here, three-dimensional objects. Prisms today, pyramids tomorrow, Tuesday, cylinders and cones then on Wednesday. The prisms and the cylinders pretty much have the same formula for each other here. It's the area of whatever the base is times the height of the polyhedron. The pyramids and the cones also have the same formula. 1/3 times the area of whatever the base is times the height of the figure. So really there's only two formulas, but when you get down to, to find the volume of any prism or cylinder, it's base times height. But notice that's a capital B. If you get back to the triangles, trapezoids, parallelograms, it's a small b, base times height that way. This is a capital B, not by accident. So why is it a capital B? Well, different prisms have different types of bases. We looked at 2 of them here this year, the rectangular based ones and then the triangular based ones here. So when we're talking about the base, the question is, what is the base, or what is the polygon that makes up the base here? Rectangular prisms will have a rectangular base. So when we're talking about base, if I say a rectangular prism, well, what's the formula to find the area of a rectangle?
2 times O times W.
What?
2OW.
No, just a two-dimensional rectangle.
Oh, it's just the.
If I said find the area of that, what is it?
Like 4 times 2.
Yeah, it's just the length times the width. So base times height, but in this case here, the base is a rectangle. To find the area of a rectangle, you take the length, the width, times the height of the prism here.
Oh, so a capital B just means length times width times height.
So the height is the height, well, it depends what type of base you're working with. Height of the prism. If I had a triangular prism, well, this time the base is a triangle. So still base times height, but this time, what's the formula to find the area of a triangle?
Oh, it's 1/2 times length. No, not length times base times height.
1/2 times the base times the height, and then multiplied by, again, it's a little confusing, the height of the prism itself. So the base is just whatever the base is composed of. A rectangle, length times width. A triangle, 1/2 base times height. And then this height here is the height of the prism itself. And these are really our two formulas. When we get to the using the same thing, base times height, what do you think the formula is going to be to find the volume of a cylinder?
Same as it was for the other cylinder.
Well, what is it? What do you think it'll be?
2 pi r.
No. Not 2.
Oh, no, it'd be
What's the formula for the area of a circle?
Oh yeah.
Pi r squared times the height of the cylinder. So there you go. Base times height once again. This time a cylinder, the base will be a circle. Pi r squared times the height of the
I forgot
cylinder.
what the cylinder was for a second.
And that's how you find the volume of the cylinder. So there's pretty much all of them there, right there. We'll do the cylinder again next week, but again, it's still going to be base times height. It's just a matter of what type of base does it actually have. So the homework, for what it's worth here, you will do 2 through 16, the evens. You don't have to do 18, 20, or 22. Okay. So homework 2 through 16, even. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 problems you'll have.
Should we do 22?
He just said,
Okay.
You don't have to. I'm just worried about. So 8 problems. You'll do 4 rectangular prisms, 2 triangular prisms, and then 2 where we'll find a missing dimension here, missing side length here. So anyway, I'm just going to look at number 3 here. Again, we've seen this set up before here, where sometimes they sketch out the figure for you, and sometimes they just give you the information that you need here. So number 3, they sketch it out. Looks generally like that, I suppose. And what does it tell me here? It says this is 3 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches, and 2 inches. So for whatever reason, in number 3, they put the 5 inches on there twice. I don't know why. The other ones, they don't put it on twice, but this, that, and that are all 5 inches, of course. They're all congruent sides here. Rectangular prisms, no real defined base, so I can call this one the length, we'll call that one the width, and we'll call that one the height. But again, doesn't really matter. So then volume, base times height, but this is a rectangular base prism, so the base is a rectangle, length times width times height. So I just plug everything in, the length, 3 inches, times the width, which is 5 inches, times the height, which is 2 inches. 5 times 3 is 15, 15 times 2 is 30. And then for your label, right, because an inch times an inch times an inch, just pretend an inch is a number. If it was 4, if I had 4 times 4 times 4, I could call that 4 to the 3rd power, right? So an inch times an inch times an inch is a cubic inch, or to the 3rd power there. Thanks, Emma.
You get 2
Appreciate it. Have yourself a good day and a good weekend.
Bye.
So, and that's really all there is to it. You just multiply the length times the width times the height. Multiply 3 numbers together. Make sure to get the right label on there. So, why do you guys try number 5? Yes, it's not sketched out, but they give you the length, they give you the width, and they give you the height. So what do you think the volume is of that figure, number 5? 2 millimeters. Think it through.
I don't know. I know it's millimeters cubed, but
Right.
is it 48?
Okay, we have a guess.
It is a guess.
no,
Anybody else?
I got 48.
Also
I got-
40.
I don't know how right it is, but I also got 48.
Okay, you guys are all correct here. So, again,
That-
length times width times height. 48, a millimeter times a millimeter times a millimeter, a cubic millimeter.
Whoa, we're really good at guessing.
Right. Told you volume's easier than
They
surface
copied
area.
me.
So
Mr.
No,
Walker, they
that could be
copied
true.
me.
No, I'm
So
there,
I gotta-
right there.
might have to pull
You could've just
sticks.
written in 48 and
Prevent
pressed
to
enter
prevent
like that.
copying here. I don't want copying. No
That's
copying.
counter.
No.
Copy something.
Do you think we should do 7 or just move on to the triangular prism?
I think we should do 7.
I
I need more
All right.
practice.
7 might be really
Why do you
bad.
guys try number 7?
I
Somebody
think-
besides Sam this time. I need to know if the rest of you can do this.
Yeah, guys.
So length 3 and 5/10, width 2 and 2/10, height and 1 and 7/10.
I got
What is the volume of this?
I think I got it. I think I got
Okay,
it.
we have somebody who's going to venture. Colin's raising his hand though. All right, what is it?
Colin,
What is
Colin.
it? Colin.
No!
13.09 yards.
0.09? What's the number? Is that?
Okay. 13 and 900
Oh, okay.
yards cubed.
Very good, Colin. 13 and 900.
I saw him
Okay.
peeking over.
Were you
He copied me.
Peeking off Faith?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I
Look.
saw him lean over.
Field trip at risk.
Yeah, Colin.
I have to work right here.
No, no, you
It's
could just
okay.
type
Be
that
easier
number in.
just to supervise two of you anyway. Okay, well, anyway,
But then say
there
that
you
it's
go.
enough.
Triangular prism. Let's look at number 11.
What even is going on at work?
Interesting way they drew that
I
one.
don't know
That's
what's going on.
There's no
so-
height.
I don't know what I'm supposed to
Oh,
be
wait,
looking
there's
at.
height.
What the heck was that?
Hmm.
Good drawing, Mr. Melchior.
Well,
I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
whatever that is there, that's how they drew it there. So I don't know what to tell you.
I didn't draw it
Terrible.
right.
Like, triangular prism, to be honest with you.
It's good. It's good as enough. It's good as enough.
So
I don't know what I'm looking
it's actually pretty terrible the way they drew it.
I don't even know where I'm looking at right now.
at. I don't know either.
So
I'm so confused.
Well, the formula, again, still going to be base times height, but this time the base is a triangle. So if we rewrite the formula with the area of the triangle, 1/2 times the base times the height, and then times the height of the thing. So I see a 2, a 3, and a 4.5 on there. Which of those form the base and height of the triangle?
2 and the 4.5.
Right. The 2 and the 4.5 are the ones here because they are the ones that form that right angle on the triangle. And the triangle, the base is always defined by the base and the height, and I know which ones they are by looking for that right angle. 2 line segments that make up that right angle are where my base and height can be found. So 1/2 times the base, which is 2 yards, times the height of the triangle, which is 4.5 yards. And then what's the height of the prism?
5.
What?
5.
3.
3.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong side. I added up the 3 and the 2 for some reason. 'Cause
3
it's on the wrong
yards.
side. Whoopie dee.
There wasn't even a 5 on there.
No, would you add the 2 and the 3?
What?
I don't know.
So 1/2, 0.5 times 2 times 4.5 times 3 gives me a volume of 13 and 5/10 or 13.5
Did it.
yards cubed.
I did it.
Ignore my previous statement, please.
So very similar. I mean, it's just the area of the triangle formula times the height of the prism.
I don't even know what way you're supposed to look at this triangle.
Yeah, that's not. They probably could have just drew it like the other ones.
Oh, I
to be
think I
honest
got.
with
Oh,
you,
I
so.
know how this looks.
I'll give you one myself here. I'll draw it this way because I can draw 'em faster that way. There we go. I'll have to throw that in there. So we'll say that is 10 inches. We'll say this is 6 inches, and we'll say this is 22 inches. So what is the volume of that triangular prism?
Okay.
Faith, we may look to you for this one here to see if you know what you're doing. Since you've been silent and refusing to participate throughout the class. That's a 10, by the way, not a 16. There you go. Better
I completely forgot the formula.
Alright, what do you think, Faith?
660 inches.
16? Like that?
60.
60. Alright, let's see if she's right here.
I got something else.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Times the base, times the height, times the height. So half of 6 is 3, times 10,
Oh, not that.
times 22, 660.
I did it.
What I got there, 660. So.
I was gonna say, how'd you get 200 or 616?
I got 60.
Right. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Feel all right about that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, last part here, finding a missing side length here. We'll do a couple of these, but
Okay.
I'm good.
I think we should only do 50.
so 15. I'll sketch one out for you here. You can look at it there. So finding volume, that's what I want to know here. Or not volume. I'm trying to figure out what the height of this thing is here, right? So what type of figure are we looking at here?
Triangular prism.
Triangular prism. So same formula will come into play here. Base height times the height of the thing. What am I solving for?
The height.
Right, this is ultimately what I'm solving for here. So we're basically just solving for a different variable. This time volume is provided to us. So I will plug in all the information that I got. I know the volume, 171 and 5/10. I know it's 1/2. What's the base in height?
7.5. Or
7.
not, or
7 inches
Yeah.
for the first height.
I
Yeah.
don't know how I got 7.5. I think I was looking at that
And then
three.
6 inches for the base.
Yeah.
3.5.
3.5 inches. 7 inches for the base and 3.5 inches.
Oh, yeah, because
Or
we're looking
the
for the
height.
triangle. I'm smart.
Right, yeah,
That's
you
7 and
gotta
3/4.
find that right angle. This 6 inches here,
I was
if we were
looking-
finding surface area, well, that would be something we need to know here. But it's just there to kind of throw you off. In a sense here, it's not a measurement that's necessary for volume. That is the side lengths of the triangle. It's not the base and it's not the height. So, right, you guys did put it together here eventually. You're always looking for, when triangles are involved, you gotta find that right angle. That's what you're looking for. The two line segments, or it isn't really a line segment, but you know what I mean. The two measurements that form the right angle are where you need to go. So if I plug in the base, 7 inches, times the height, 3.5 inches, and then multiplied by h there. So what would I want to do next?
Multiply
The numbers you know.
the numbers you know.
And what's 1/2 times 7 times 3.5?
12.25. Mr. Mustard, that's not the right number.
It's not? What is it?
It's 1.
It's 1, not 175.
171.
Oh,
Mr. Culture!
whatever. Okay, 12 1/4, 12 25/100. Is that what you guys got when you multiplied these three
Yeah.
things again? Right. So combine like terms, you know, as you would. So now it's just a one-step equation. What is the height of the prism?
14.
Right. You just divide out. And again, side lengths are not cubic measurements. I can measure that with the ruler. So label there is just a normal unit to measure for this one here.
Ruler, you have it measured 14 inches.
Yardstick, whatever. You know what I mean there. So, right. So to find any of these missing things here, that's of course a rectangular prism. So use the rectangular prism formula. That's a triangular prism. Use the
Can we
triangular
do
prism
14 for
formula here.
practice?
I'll just sketch one out here for you. So I'll let you practice one. I'll give you a rectangular and a triangular. How's that? So I'll say this is 30 inches. I'll say this is 15 inches, I'll say that, I don't know. And the volume is 7,200 inches cubed.
Height. We're solving for H, right? Yeah.
Yep, H or whatever you want it to be, sure. Rectangular prisms, it doesn't really matter.
Damn. You didn't.
Or not volume, I already know the volume. Sure, we'll call it the height.
I think that we should all have a shock collar, and if we go over a certain amount of times, we'll probably get shocked.
So that sounds fun.
Huh?
That's
I
horrifying.
don't think.
No, I
Jeez.
like that
I don't think he's allowed to do
one. No,
that.
that's my best idea yet.
Alright,
No.
who's got it?
Me.
Me.
I said that.
Colin's working it out.
Me.
Me.
I'm typing in the next one. Okay, I don't think this is right. I think I did something wrong.
What is it?
Oh,
16.
16 inches.
16 inches squared, or 16
There's
inches.
not square.
So I know the volume. So volume, length, width, height. Volume I know, it's 7,200. The length is 30. The width is 15. And the height, that I don't know. That's my variable. That's what I'm solving for. So then I would want to combine what I can. My terms over here on the other side. 450. 450 times the height. Again. And then to finish this off here, you should just have a one-step multiplication equation to solve here. So,
I added another 0.
oh,
Colin.
and therefore that should give you 7,200 divided by 450,
I added an extra 0, so I got 1.6.
16 inches. All right.
Colin.
Last one, I think. I'll say that's a right angle right there. We'll call that 8 centimeters. We'll call that 30 centimeters. We'll just solve for height again. Why not? And the volume is 960 cubic centimeters. So what am I missing here? What's that other measurement? Right there.
Seem okay.
No.
Yeah, he's kind of caught on by now.
Colin will probably give it to you here
Ha.
to bring us home.
Hey, Colin.
Come bring me home.
Hey, Colin.
Well, he's done punching things in. You guys are still
I don't
punching.
know what I'm doing.
So either he has no idea what he's doing or he's already done. One of the two.
What's that?
Both very different outcomes.
Wait.
You should get a nice clean whole number.
I got it as a whole number.
Is it a tiny number?
It's a pretty small
Well.
number.
I did it.
What do you think it is, Colin?
I got 4.
Colin got 4.
I got 8.
I got 8.
Colin,
I
did
could
you
probably add another.
Did you forget about the 1/2 part?
Probably.
1/2 times the base times the height. Colin. I think you forgot the
Colin,
1/2 in your
no.
formula.
I feel bad.
Right. Triangular base prisms, 1/2 times base times the height of the prism here. You forgot your 1/2. You just did same as a rectangular prism.
Colin, no.
So plug it all in here. And again, when you're dealing with that triangle, don't forget it, otherwise your answer will be half off, so to say. So again, the base, 8 centimeters times the height times the big height.
You guys, tiny mistakes.
So 8 times 30, 240, half of that, 120. You had 240 here, I bet.
Yeah.
Divide both sides by 120. 8 centimeters is correct here, so
I fixed my
just,
problem.
yeah, you're good, you're good. But, yep, just make sure you know what your base is. Use the area of the rectangular formula for the rectangular prisms. Use the area of a triangle formula for the triangular base prisms. And that's about all I got there. So, questions, issues? No?
Like and subscribe.
Thanks, Faith.
Leave.
All right. Very good, Sam.